Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new week. I have a new story for you. I hope everyone's doing well and getting along the best they can in this. Have a book. It's another one of my favorites, and it's a really sweet story. It starts out with a problem in the beginning, but then we figure out what the problem is and how to solve it by the end, or the character does. Understanding the characters in the story is going to be the comprehension strategy that we focus on the assignment. So as we're going along and listening to the story, make sure that you think about the characters, and we know that. How is the author telling you what that character is like? By what they look like, by what they say, by what they do, so that you'll be able to give a good description after the story. Okay, here we go. The book is called The Snatchabook, and there's a question under the title there. It says, who's stealing all the stories? We see a little bunny there and a little, I'm not sure what that is right there. We'll find out in the story. The Snatchabook. It's got a picture on the inside cover. The Snatchabook. One dark, dark night in Burrow Down, a rabbit named Eliza Brown found a book and settled down. Can you see her there? She's reading in bed. She has a lot of books in her room. You see that shelf? She must be a reader. Oh, I didn't notice this sentence is continued over there. So I'm going to read that again and read the whole sentence. One dark, dark night in Burrow Down, a rabbit named Eliza Brown found a book and settled down when a Snatchabook flew into town. Can you see the little creature flying up there in front of the moon? I wonder what a Snatchabook is. In every house, in every bed, a bedtime book was being read. You can see all the little windows of all the houses here with critters being read their bedtime stories. And there's that little Snatchabook. Tales of dragons spitting flames, witches playing spooky games, pirates on the seven seas, princesses trying to sleep on peas, and every child in every bed listened hard to each word said. Eliza Brown at number 3 was reading quite contentedly. Her curtains opened just a chink. She barely had a chance to blink. Her storybook just disappeared. Eliza found that very weird. Do you see her looking at the window? You can see a tail and her book going out the window. The little owls on Mommy's lap were quite surprised to hear a tap against their bedroom window glass. Tap, tap. The noise came really fast. Before they'd even looked around, the book was gone without a sound. It flew wild across the sky. The smallest squirrel heard a cry. "What's that?" she whispered to her dad. But then, and this was really bad, before they'd had a chance to look, she'd lost her very favorite book. Wow. This is not a good situation. And so it went night after night. Books disappeared from left and right. 5 books here and 6 books there. The shelves began to look quite bare. In Burrow Down the rumors spread of book thieves under every bed. Eliza Brown at number 3 was keen to solve the mystery. Keen is a word that means she's really going to focus on figuring out this problem. She planned one night to lie in wait and use a pile of books as bait. Long hours passed without a peep. She'd nearly fallen fast asleep, when suddenly Eliza heard a flap of wings. A bat? A bird? Eliza saw a shadow loom enormous right across her room. What kind of monster could that be? Eliza thought, you don't scare me. And yet her heart was beating fast. She'd have to face the thief at last. Oh boy. She threw the window open wide and shouted at the thing outside. Stop stealing all our books right now. Just give them back. I don't care how. She's being very brave, isn't she? I'm sorry, came a little voice. I really am. I had no choice. Eliza looked down in surprise. She couldn't quite believe her eyes. So who are you and what's your name? The creature hung its head in shame. He mumbled with a mournful look, I'm just a little Snatchabook. Oh. Eliza nodded solemnly. She sat the creature on her knee. You can't just come and help yourself to every book on every shelf. A tear rolled from the creature's eye, and softly he began to cry. I know it's wrong, but can't you see? I've got no one to read to me. Eliza sighed. He looked so sad. If he just had a mom or dad to read him stories every night, well, then he might behave all right. Oh, so the Snatchabook's all alone with no one to read to him. That very night they hatched a plan. And so the Snatchabook began. He's carrying a big stack of books there. To give back all the books he'd picked. Eliza Brown was very strict. You can see in this picture down here, he's holding one book behind his back like he wants to keep it. And she's saying, nope, they all go back. Then, trying hard to prove himself, he stacked them neatly on each shelf. All the critters are sleeping. They're going to wake up and have their books back. And when he'd made his full amends, Eliza called on all her friends and told them how he'd worked all night to turn a wrong into a right. And now each night in Burrow Down, as darkness falls upon the town, in every house, in every bed, a bedtime book is being read. And if you take a closer look, you might just see a Snatchabook perched happily on someone's bed, listening hard to each word said. Oh, they solved that problem, didn't they? Now the Snatchabook has a way to have stories read to him. He goes around to all the houses and chooses one each night to hear a story. So that was the Snatchabook, and I want you to think about the Snatchabook and Eliza Brown, the bunny, and what kind of characters were they? And how did you know that? What did the author do when he wrote and drew to tell you what kind of characters they were? That's your assignment in the Google Classroom. So go ahead and work on that, and I will see you again. I will see you again on Thursday. Bye-bye.